Ciao, hola. So I'm going to get some screenshots up quick. And so what I'll do is, what do you want to listen to tonight? Shall we put on a bit of, let's just put on a bit of rock. Right. I am all. No, I'm not. Right, is that it? Yeah. Right, copied. Right, I'll just put the link in for Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl. How you doing? Hi, Defender. I'll just put the link up there for Cheryl. Oh dear. Hi, Debbie. How you doing? Well, we have some funny bits coming, maybe at the weekend, and it's all been quite hilarious, isn't it? Really, it's just to briefly start with the dark side, if you like. I don't know how much more layman term I can get, as I was in my last video. What don't they understand? Anyway, Debbie, evidently you're Scottish, Debs. Yeah. Anyway, welcome, Cheryl. Whenever you're ready, no rush, my darling. We will get some of these screenshots up on the screen. Let's hope you can see them. Oh, that's better. See, it's better on StreamYard. Oh no, device is not connected. Uh-oh. Oh, yes, we are. We are. Hi, Cheryl.
Hey there, girl. How you doing?
Not bad. How you doing?
Not bad.
Good, good.
Hitting buttons over here trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. Think I'm
Oh,
getting
bless
it
your
done.
heart.
Am I
So,
there? Yeah. Okay.
yes.
All right.
So, have you had a good day? Sorry, I
Yeah.
just forgot. I've got to whisper everybody because Rat Bag's here. So if you can't hear me, turn the volume up or put your earphones in. Sorry to sound harsh, but I'm just saying it as it is. So yeah, you had a good day then, Cheryl?
Yeah. How about you? What have you been doing?
Just finishing off a couple of wedding signs, got them sent off. Not much really, apart from waiting. Oh no, it's arrived now, but then I didn't have to. I was hoping I've got to start with this new wax. Oh God, it's like starting all over again. And so that arrived today, and I was hoping to get time to do a few test candles, but I thought, no, I'm not going to overload myself today. I'll just do it all tomorrow, and then I can do more in a couple of hours than rush it in half an hour. But yeah, apart from that, it was good. Thanks. Yeah.
Good. Good. Good.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, your day's just about over. It's 1:30, 1:37 here where I am.
Yeah. You see, I know to be unique, we have to have all sorts of different cultures, foods, and blah blah blah. But time zones, they really suck. They really, really suck at times. Don't you agree, guys?
Yeah.
Really suck. It's like I can remember when I used to talk to my friend who sadly passed away. She used to live in Indiana, and it was rarely we could get to FaceTime each other. And it was just so annoying. In the end, I think we both just deliberately didn't get any sleep because we wanted to talk to each other. Oh, haggis. I've never tried haggis,
I
Debbie.
haven't either. Oh my
It
God.
always looks and sounds gross.
Ugh. Ugh.
No, no, not up our street.
No.
Absolutely not.
I've had cow's tongue before. I was just talking about that the other day. I wouldn't want to
No.
do it again, but yeah, I tried that once. Ugh, God. I
Oh, I
mean,
bet that was chewy.
yeah, well, they cook it for like 24 hours. It's one of
Oh
those
my
things,
God.
that they let cook for ever and a day with a bunch of spices and stuff to, oh
Mm.
my God, nasty. How did we get on this topic anyway?
Debbie's fault.
Oh,
Debbie's
we're gonna
fault.
blame Debbie for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Although everyone, hi distant, although I've got an Auntie Debbie and I just call her Auntie Debs. Every time I see a Debbie, probably because I'm a bit lazy, I just call them Debs. That's just natural for me.
yeah.
But yeah, so that's all Debbie's fault.
Yeah, my
It's not
sister's name is
true.
Debbie, and that's what I call her too, is Debs. Same
Mm,
thing. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like people round here where I've worked before call me Sarah because it's just easier.
Yeah.
It's just a nickname. But anyway, right. Tonight, Matthew, we are delving into Aileen Wuornos yet again, part 2 of The Truth. Now, I got these from Wikipedia because we needed to find out, I needed to find out about her first alleged victim. And then maybe next time we'll go on to the phone call transcripts. Cheryl, what do you think?
Yeah. That sounds good. That
Yeah, and
sounds
then
good.
next week we'll do the phone transcripts between her and Tyria. Oh my God, I thought her name was Tyra. I need to go to Specsavers.
Well,
It,
they pronounce it as Tyra all the time, but it's spelled Tyria, and that's not unusual with a lot of those people,
but that's
school
like, can you
kids.
imagine at school? She probably would have got bullied, like nicknamed diarrhea because Tyria. I mean, come on, who wants
Yeah,
to give their child the name Tyria? It sounds like the end of diarrhea.
it does, doesn't it? We had a client one time named Michael, and he spelt his name Micheal. And I changed it on the thing. I didn't, I thought he had misspelled it. when we were getting ready to file his documents and whatnot, and he threw a shit fit. He said, "Oh no, my name is spelled," I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, who am I to argue? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, exactly. It's right. So what I'll do is I'll just briefly read this out, and and then we'll go into who her first victim really was. Now, I've just remembered something. I've just remembered.
Mississippi Hillbilly. What's that? What did you remember?
I forgot to get Richard Charles' history, but I can do that while Cheryl's talking. If you want to talk about this thing after I've read it out or whatever, I
Yeah,
can just.
I think he was like the youngest one. He was what, 51,
Mm,
52, somewhere in there.
yeah, yeah. But anyway, I'll just read this out quick. Hi, Fraser. Right. So in 1986, 30-year-old Wuornos met 24-year-old Diarrhea Moore. Sorry, I can't help myself.
I know.
A motel maid at a Daytona Beach gay bar called, I can't read that because the StreamYard logo's in the way, moved in together, and Wuornos supported them with her earnings as a prostitute. In 1987, Daytona Beach police detained Wuornos Moore at a bar for questioning regarding an incident which they were accused of assault and battery with a beer bottle. On March 12, 1988, Wuornos accused Daytona Beach bus driver of assault. She claimed he pushed her off the bus following a confrontation. Moore was listed as a witness to the incident. Later at her trial, Warner stated, it was love beyond imaginable earthly words. Cannot describe how I felt about diarrhea. Before her execution, Warner said, sorry, I'm so sorry. I need to be more professional in this true crime malarkey, don't we? In a way, I do kind of like feel sorry for her. Right now I feel like I want to just punch her mum in her face on her behalf. Fancy calling your daughter diarrhea. Anyway, before her execution, Warner's claimed to still be in love with Moore. Warner's murdered. Sorry, all back to front. Warner's murdered 7 men within 12 months. All the men were motorists between ages 40 and 65. Richard Charles Mallory, age 51, electronics store owner and in Clearwater, date of murder November 30th, 1989. Warner's claimed that Mallory beat, raped and sodomized her after he drove her to an abandoned area for sexual services. Mallory was convicted of attempted rape in Maryland. Wuornos made no mention of this until she stood trial, and Moore never claimed she mentioned it to her. 2 days after the murder, in Volusia County, Deputy Sheriff found Mallory's abandoned vehicle on December 13th. His body was found several miles away in a wooded area. He had been shot several times, and 2 bullets to the left lung were found to have been the cause of death. I'll just get the other one. Oh, no. Okay.
Wow, you found a bunch of stuff on him.
Yeah. Oh, who? No. Oh, no. I think
Mallory.
that's the other one. Yeah. So that was Mallory. So Cheryl, do you want to give any of your input, if that's all right? I'm just going to quickly Google his name.
I found 2 things here. She gave synopsises in writing. I came across all kinds of stuff when I was digging a bit. Listen to me, I can't even talk straight. I got
You're
South
right.
Park on in the background. I better turn it down. But I found her handwritten letters to our public defender's office where she describes in her words each one of these things. But the other thing I came across is I didn't realize how many people had tried to contact her wanting interviews with her to write books. There were two different writers. I need to find those things. I found them and then I set them off to the side. I'm as organized as I don't know what. And they were offering her money and she made some deals with it, but then she ended up getting screwed over it because Florida has that law that you can't receive any money for selling your story, and you can't designate somebody else to take the money for you, which is what she
Right.
was doing with that
Mm-hmm.
Aileen lady, was going to have her take the money. So she had signed contracts. They were all going to make all this money. 250 grand was being floated around, which back then was a nice little chunk of change, and it all fell through. There's another guy that got real pissed off at her. I found the letters here somewhere. I'll find them again. He got all mad at her because she wouldn't respond back to him. He wanted to buy her artwork. I mean,
Oh,
there's just this crazy stuff. But
right.
let's see what she says here. Important note on Richard Mallory case.
Mm-hmm.
Tyria, I did tell her that day, but not as soon as I got home. And she underlines this. It did happen. It didn't happen until late that night at around 5 or 6 o'clock when she got home from work. Also, she did go through stuff with me. And remember, I told you there were people that had seen two women together at different times when these murders were committed.
Uh-huh.
And it seems like Tyria's fingerprints were on some stuff.
Oh,
So, yeah, and imagine that. How did that happen?
well, yeah.
Mhm. So I think she tries to clean it up. She starts making excuses for, like, oh, I had her going through, but she goes, she did go through stuff with me, but she was mainly just watching me, and notices I did a nylon stocking in a toolbox with surgical gloves. May be a good factor to note in court. Now I don't know why she thinks that would be a good factor. One thing that came up is this first guy, Mallory, had been charged with attempted rape several years before. Did you find that flop on Wikipedia? Did they mention that?
No, I don't think so. I haven't come across it yet.
So that was, she really had a good chance of winning this case if the first one, if so many people hadn't been trying to get, book deals and magazine articles and God, it just was shocking to me, the people that came out of the woodwork, people wanting
Yeah,
to buy her
yeah. They all wanted
drawings.
their money. They all wanted their money. Sorry to interrupt. All wanted
No,
their money. All wanted their 5 minutes. It was disgusting. It was like
yeah,
they were vultures.
that's exactly what they were like. I want to find those documents again to read them. I'll probably read them next time we do this because I had them out and I stuck them away so I wouldn't lose them. And of course, I lost them here. There's just so, if you could see what my bed looks like, I've got stuff piled everywhere. But yeah, I came across that where they had found that he had been charged with attempted rape.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. So this was um, obviously like some of the other victims. Some of the other victims, as we know, were everyone denied what they were really like behind closed doors and blah, blah, blah. But at least with Richard, they told at least one truth about him. So we have that about him. So he had tendencies to be a rapist. Um,
Yeah,
you
it
know what
kind
I
of
mean?
backs up her because
Yeah,
everybody accused her of lying in the beginning. This didn't come
exactly.
out till later on. Um, and it kind of shocked,
So,
it took
mm,
everybody by surprise because they tried to make this guy out as being a Christian and family man. And you know how
mhm,
they do that. And I'm not saying
yes.
he deserved to be murdered, not by any stretch of
No,
the imagination, but it did go a long ways in, corroborating what she was trying to say about this guy, because this is the one that set her off. That
right.
so say on here.
Yeah, I just think rape is one thing, but to be sodomized, that
Right.
is that is something.
And that's what she accuses him of doing here. And she says, Richard Mallory and me that night. This is, at least I can recollect that night. Many more words were said than these few lines between us, but I only put these imperative facts down. Some of this is kind of faded out, so it's a little hard to read. I was coming home from Fort Myers. I had $250 on me, enough for an apartment for Ty, and I were getting that a couple of people were there to help us move into. And I think one of the things that really started setting in as I started reading through the stuff again is she was, Ty never was affectionate with her and never wanted to be affectionate in public. And there's a
Right.
lot of back and forth between the two of them. And I think Lee finally started realizing that there was only one in the relationship that was
Yeah.
really in love. The other one wanted to party and go to those bars all the time. Let's
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
I arrived at I-4 and I-75 at around 10:30 p.m. That's that stretch where she was hitchhiking. It took me at least 6 rides to get to this point. I was standing near an overpass on the X ramp, back out, blah, 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 blah. It was lightly raining. Let me see if I can get to where he picks her up, because she has a tendency to really go on and on and on.
Yeah.
So let's see. I opened the door and I said, "Did you stop for me?" "Yeah, get in," he says. He then said, "How far are you going?" "To Orlando," I said, which that would have been about a 35-minute drive from where they were. Going to Orlando would have been about
That's a long
35 to
way.
40 minutes. Um,
That is
and
a
then I
long
said, "Yeah, actually, I'm going further. I'm going to Daytona Beach." Now, that would have been much longer. That would have been over an hour. He then
God.
said, "Well, God, girl, it's your lucky night. I'm going straight across to Daytona." And I
Wow.
couldn't believe my ears. And suddenly I get a ride on I-4 all the way. Wow, I was glad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. I was so tired and I was totally relieved. I knew Ty was going to be at home, probably worried about me. But then her story changes later on that Ty wasn't necessarily at home worried about her. Ty wanted to go to those transvestite bars.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a new one. Then I kind of came across that, flinging through some of this stuff. I hadn't come across that before. All right. Richard was drinking, and what is it? He was drinking, oh, mixed drinks, and asked me if I wanted one. I said, sure. So he pulled over and mixed me up one and continued down the highway. He asked me if I smoked pot, and I told him, no, thank you, kind of strongly. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I always laugh how people embellish their stories. It just, it never
Yeah.
ceases
Yeah.
to amaze me. Uh, My hands and feet swell, and my heart beats a mile a minute when I smoke. Plus, I smoke cigarettes, so yeah, I can feel the smallest of pain in my body. I don't know what that has to do with me. I just didn't like it. My
Mm.
roommate smokes, though, and I didn't mind too much about that if someone does it around me. I never seem to get a contact high or anything. All right, let's see.
Oh.
Yeah. How much? Oh, the only thing that bothered me is how much of it he smoked. We both
Right.
had at least 2 drinks while on the way to Orlando and basically talking about just living. He was interested in getting into
Mm.
porn movies. How the hell do you go from having a couple drinks to talking about porn movies?
Well, you know what men are like, Cheryl.
Yeah, I do
They
that. I
can,
do.
you know, when they start talking to you, they start having visions, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
It's quite concerning, but yeah, sorry, carry on.
No, that's it. Interrupt me anytime. I'm trying to condense some of this down because I told you she writes everything on legal size paper, front and back. So this stuff will just kind of go on and on. I told him I didn't know anybody in that field. Let's see what we have here. in Orlando, he said he would need to stop for gas and some more booze and stuff. At the store, he asked me if I needed some cigarettes. I told him no. I've already got some. You know, a lot of this stuff, when you hear, I don't have a memory like this. Do any of you guys? I can't, even it's something I did yesterday, I would have a hard time sitting down writing
Yes.
it out word for word like this. It just amazes me. I guess some people do, but
Yeah, I think with Lee, I think all she remembers is anything negative.
yeah,
That's just what I'm getting from her. So
no, you're
anything
right.
negative, she will remember every single detail. That's just what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Because you can see where later on in her writings where it finally dawns on her that Tyria never did love her, was never really committed. It was mainly, they both used to turn tricks. So Tyria was a
Mm,
prostitute too at one time, but she didn't like doing it. Whereas Lee would go out and do it for the heck of it. You know, I mean, she
yeah,
didn't seem to mind as much. She could kind of turn herself off from it. And I think it finally started dawning on her that Tyria was just using her.
yes,
Okay. As we were traveling down, he asked me if I minded if we parked somewhere to talk. I told him I was really in a hurry to get back, but maybe once we were in Daytona, close to where I lived, I might not mind. Actually, I was concerned about just getting there with
yeah,
this one shot ride. When I said I really wouldn't mind as long as he could drive me home afterwards. He said he would. I thought, great, this would help me save some cab fare. And I thought
mm,
about Ty and hoping she wasn't sitting up worrying.
no, well,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah. Like
obviously
she's
she
worried.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Let's see. We finally reached Daytona. I got off at the US exit. This is the one that took me to my place. I didn't mind the idea of sitting and chatting with him when I realized what time it was. It was around 12:30 a.m. Ty would be asleep by now, and I didn't have the key. So I'd have to wake her up. And if I did that, Maggie, our dog, would go crazy barking. Well, she's good for the details, huh? The manager at this point was getting on the uneasy side about our dog and cat. And that was the reason, besides high rent, that we were moving. Richard then asked once off the exit where a good place to park was. I said anywhere. He said he would prefer a private place because of the drinking, and I'm sure his pot smoking too. I told him there were places going north on the highway. You passed one of the campgrounds. So we traveled north and found a paneled area. See, I wouldn't know if I was going north, south, east, or west. You know what I mean? I'd
yeah,
just be
yeah,
going,
yeah,
yeah, we just
exactly.
went down the
She
road.
really was streetwise.
Yeah, it's like, damn, girl, it's like you
Mm,
can remember everything. He said, how come you seem to understand married people so well? And I said, well, it's because I know a lot of married men and
oh,
they're all in their problems. And he
yeah,
said, oh, but why married? And wouldn't you be hanging around with single guys? And I said, well, Richard, since you being so honest and upfront with me, I might as well be honest with you. And I'm about to tell you, unfortunately, it seems all of the ones interested are just the married guys. Strange, but true. You
mm,
see,
yeah,
I hustle for a living. And he says hustle with a question mark. And I said,
yeah,
yeah, as in sex. And then I laughed. And he said, damn. And all of this time I was hoping we we could get it on. God, I haven't heard anybody use that phrase all these decades.
there's all sorts of ones going around, isn't there?
I know, guys, I feel like I'm reading 60s porn or something here. Let's get it on.
Where's Jim?
I know. And she says, but I know you're kind. You guys don't do nothing for free. Or he says that to her. And I guess I'd have to pay for it. And I said, right. And oh, by the way, you didn't know anybody who does porn flicks. Boy, that porn thing keeps coming up again. I said, Richard, I hustle in a clean fashion. I don't broadcast my work or let people know what I'm doing by working the streets, bars, truck stops, etc. I have clients. I like to hitchhike because I haven't a car. But even if I did, I'd probably still hitchhike because I need new client. I meet new clients along the way, so it works out well for me. Let's see. Let's see if I can skip through some of this. This is how I make my money. I'm happy doing this. It pays my bills. I don't do drugs. And I've heard that all throughout this. She wasn't the one that did drugs. She just liked to drink.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and then she says, I've got someone I love very much and wouldn't want to leave her helpless with all the bills. And I have a hard time believing some of this, but
Yeah, yes, that is. It's almost like Lee had a attachment bond
yeah,
target.
like I'm Saint Lee and I'm taking care of my loved ones, and you know, God,
Yeah,
it's just so bizarre because she goes
yeah,
on for a bit about this. Okay. Uh, and I said, have you ever done it before? I've met up with a few, he said, squirmishly or squeamishly. God, sometimes her writing. How much do you charge? And I said, well, it's 34 head, 40 for a half and half, and 100 for an hour. But it depends on whom I'm with. If I like the guy, I might stay with him a couple of hours for 100 because he's just a nice guy and we're having fun. But I'm not into greed. I just try making enough for bills. And
mhm,
let's see, that's good enough for me. Okay, some even leave tips to
that
show their
sounds
appreciation. Plus, I don't need to have to go through two, three, or four guys to get enough either. Boy, she's going on and on. All right, let's skip through this. I enjoyed the sex too, and I found that part where she's talking to the public defender in that other thing about being a nymphomaniac, where she
oh
has to
god.
have sex at least 5 to 6 times a day, and
Oh,
all I can think is, "Oh dear Lord."
oh dear.
I know. I said I better hide that one and not let my hubby see that one.
Oh god. Hmm.
Don't want him to know what he's missing.
Oh, bless her. Oh,
Can you believe that though? Oh my God, I saw
oh,
that.
bless her
I
heart.
was like,
Well, you got to do what, if you're an info, you got to do what you got to do.
I've heard of it before, but I've never actually met one before. So that was kind of fun. All right, let's see where we are here. See if I can get this condensed down. I was on my, okay, so she's on her fourth drink now. And I was surprised and glad that he was interested in the extra money part and whatnot. See, I needed it as I was exhausted. Besides, I thought, what else was there to do? I didn't want to go home yet and wake everybody up. Oh, Richard, I said, shit, I forgot to tell you. I use rubbers. I won't do it without them. Sorry, and I
Fair
don't
enough.
have any on me. We need to stop and get some unless you've got some. And he says, I do. Gee, he just happened to have some, huh?
Oh, well, there we go. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a dirty stop out, that one.
And when you hear the wives of these men, oh, they never did anything wrong. They weren't like that. They were just giving
Oh,
somebody a ride. And
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah.
They just happened to have rubbers on him. Okay.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh,
and
God.
then
Why do these women do this to themselves? Your husband's a
you
see
gotta
you next
wonder.
Tuesday, get rid of him.
Yep. Okay. So we found a road and we drove into it. And we couldn't go in too far, but decided to stay. He got out a tiny flashlight and put it on the dash so cars coming by wouldn't see the dome light from his car. I asked him how long he had had this car, and he said it's old but good condition, like a collector's. And he said he, ever since the year it came out, that he bought it. I can't remember what year that was. God, her details. It's like, we don't need to know all this. Okay, then he said, before I pay you, can we agree upon something first? I want to make sure that you won't skip out on me and after I hand you the money. So how about I'll do it too, and we both strip down and I'll give you the money, okay? I said it sounded like a fair idea, but I never ripped off a client before and wasn't going to now. But I could understand him on this because we had just met. And like with all my clients, I use rubbers in fear of diseases, and I could understand his point on the money. We talked slightly more, and then he said, don't worry, I got to go into my trunk for a minute to get the rubbers. I've also got a sleeping bag, so I'll put it on the seat so nothing gets on it. Thoughtful guy.
Oh God. Well, at least he came prepared. That's the main
Yeah.
thing.
Just happened to have a sleeping bag too. I
Yep.
said, does your heater work? It's cold out here. Not, no, that's not great. So we'll just have to put up with it. Then I said, are you going to put that stuff in the back seat so we can go in? There's a hole through here where it was stuck in the file, so I can't see what that word is. So we can go back there, I think is what it said. My something's all full, so we'll have to use the front, he says. Let's read through some. By the time I remember, I was nearly completely undressed. I put my clothes in the back seat on top of something so they wouldn't get dirty and a drink wouldn't accidentally spill on them. I took my bag and placed it near the hump of the middle of the car to check to make sure my gun was in place and left it unzipped as it had been that same. This is interesting because I remember somewhere I thought she stole the gun from this guy. So I'll have to
Oh,
find my, yeah, that's a slip up right there. Now that I'm thinking,
right.
it's been so many years since I did this, but I thought this was the guy she stole the gun from.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah. We're
So,
gonna have to find that out.
yeah, that's an interesting little tidbit. Like I say, you write these kind of letters day after day. And if I could shoot you a picture of what I'm surrounded by, it's
Mm,
kind of hard to keep track of what you're doing.
that's
All right,
right.
let's see if we can get down to the nitty gritty. Oh my gosh. Let's see. She goes, my heart began to beat faster. I began to become uneasy. So I said, well, why don't you get undressed so that we can at least get started? It's cold in here. Uh, the little flashlight was on, and I could see he was zipping his pants, unzipping his pants, and starting to unbuckle his belt. He then said, what if I told you I haven't got the money? And I said, now my heart's pounding wilder. And I said, well, shit, what is this, Richard? First you tell me you do, and now you tell me you don't. And I'm not looking out to do it for free. I have
Mm.
a sex partner for that. And so I do remember all this now, where basically she said that's how it started. He was going to rip her off.
Oh.
And yeah, see, I do it with someone else for money. It
Oh,
met
these
some,
men were sneaky, sneaky, weren't
yeah.
they?
Uh-huh. I said, well, how much do you have? Enough for a little gas and some breakfast. I said, all right, game's over. I'm not here for my health. I was saying this as I turned around to get my clothes from the back seat. I was on my knees in the front seat I noticed him moving towards me, and before I could turn to look at him, he whipped a cord around my neck. I later
Wow.
learned it was a stereo jack or TV jack cord. It was gray. And he said, yes, you are, bitch. And then jerked me over to him. It wasn't a super hard choke. I wasn't losing my breathing, but hard enough to get my attention and to better listen to him, or he would pull it harder. I was now facing the passenger window. He then said words to this effect, or as best as I can remember, yelling all the while, bitch, you better listen to everything I tell you to do. Otherwise, I'll beat the fucking, excuse my language here, I'll beat the fucking piss out of you. And if you don't, I'll kill you and fuck you later, cunt. Wow, that's pretty graphic. just like some of the other sluts I've run into. So listen, boy, he went from nice guy to hell on wheels, didn't he?
Mm,
Wow.
yikes.
So then he tightens the cord, and I felt the blood filling up in my head and
God.
blocking my eyesight. I I don't pay for cunt, he said. Wherever I go, I get it for free, whenever I want it. See, some of this I find just hard to, you know,
Yeah.
I hate to say I doubt it,
Monster.
but some of it seems a little exaggerated, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
It's hard to tell.
It is, especially when he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. He then let go of the chokehold completely, and I thought to jump for my bag, but I knew it wouldn't work. He'd be on top of me in seconds. He then pulled me by my hair, jerking my head backwards, and whispered, "Lie down in my car and get comfortable." This was nearly impossible to do all the way, but I did the best I could. "Give me your hands," he said roughly, and I put them up to him, and he tied them together. I was completely scared and thinking about Ty. Why is she always thinking about her?
Yeah, it's an obsession, I think.
Yeah, it
When
really
you just
is.
can't get them off your
Yeah,
mind.
that's what she thinks about constantly. He then tied me to the steering wheel, and all the while breathing heavy and mumbling stuff. He then bent over and whispered, "Are you comfortable, cunt?" And he walked away. He said, "I want to see how many times I can get myself off." I didn't say anything. I just thought about Ty and cried and tried to keep cool. He went around the car to the other side, passenger side. He started taking off his clothes. He was throwing them on the floor, and I was glad he wasn't paying attention. Uh, my bag was covered. This I was glad of, because if he looked in my bag, that surely would have been a disaster. I would have no doubt died right then and there,
Yeah,
tied to the steering wheel. And I
yeah,
do, but yeah, I do believe a lot of this, because, like I said, she had been turning tricks for years and
yeah.
had never had a mishap before. She'd been
No,
robbed and all of that, but she never got
mhm,
violent with anybody. Something had to have triggered this whole chain of events.
exactly.
All right. I was reclined now, but began to concentrate on what was about to happen. He just undressed, staring at me with an evil grin on his face. He got on top of me, lifting my legs and pulling them back as far as he could, it seemed. This was painful on my back. That's what I'm thinking. God, that's gotta hurt
Oh God,
on my
yeah.
back. And with the way I was lying, let's see, I was lying and tied, didn't help matters either. He then said, "Have you ever done it in the ass?" Oh my God,
Oh, gross.
just grinning away. I didn't say anything. I had never done it before, though, and I wasn't. So I was about to experience pain I had never been through before. Well,
Mm.
I hope you have, because I only got rubbing alcohol. Is this the
Oh,
one you heard about, Flopward? Or is that the other one? Excuse me, with the glass, the other guy that broke the glass or something.
I can't remember what guy it was that broke the glass.
But this one here, he said he only has rubbing alcohol. Oh my God.
That's interesting.
I can't find my Vaseline, and I'm sure you wouldn't want that up there, would you? Laughing away, especially while I'm stretching you wide open. God, this is so graphic. He started to penetrate in slow motion. Damn, did it hurt, like it was totally painful. He did
Mm.
it slowly so I could feel the pain at all times. My moans of something of crying and pain, he expressed excitement even more. Oh, so I guess when she expressed
Yes,
crying and pain,
excitement.
he got more excited. At
Oh,
times I thought he put rubbing alcohol on it. Then but see, that would have to hurt him, I would think,
yeah,
wouldn't
you would
you?
have thought so. Well, mind
Oh,
you,
what
by
do
the
I
sounds
know
of it,
though? Oh,
it's it's a habit he has with all this sex malarkey, raping and alcohol rubbing. It's, I think his penis was used to it.
Yeah,
Sounds of it.
very
Oh
strange.
God,
God,
what a weirdo.
let's see. Then he came and, while still hard, rammed it in my vagina all the way. The unexpectedness of not being ready really made it hurt. I never thought that he would try that on me. Tears
Yeah.
just rolled down my face. He was finished. He got back up and walked around back to the driver's side. And I thought he would beat me in the process. Was amazed he didn't, but he didn't. He
Mm.
then took the keys out of the ignition and walked to the trunk of the car. I took out he took out of the trunk a cooler and, let's see, tied me with a handle
Yeah.
to it. Oh, that's weird. And took a bag, blue
Yeah.
with gray stripes on it, and brought these over to the car driver's side. I noticed these items by turning my head sideways as I was tied to the steering wheel. Okay, so he tied something else to the cooler. It was hard to do, straining my neck, so I'd stop watching for a few seconds in order to lessen the pain. The cooler was full of ice, melted partially, and had a few plastic bottles of water in there. The bag had a washcloth, a bottle of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, and a yellow towel, and a large red one, and a bottle of Visine. What in the world? He later took out a toothbrush. These items he put on the hood of the driver's side. I watched him take out each one item, and the dome light came. Let's see, the dome light gave me sight of what they were. Okay. Then he took the bottle of rubbing alcohol and the Visine and said, "This is what's in this," indicating the Visine wasn't Visine, but instead rubbing alcohol. Oh,
Oh,
that's weird. Yeah. He said in a sardonic way. Later, I'm going to give you an eye bath. Yeah. Oh, God.
oh my God.
Yeah, you look weary and tired. I could almost believe this because it's so damn bizarre. You
Yeah.
know, it's
And you
just,
do hear of these men, monsters like that have these vile, disgusting fantasies of just being just totally monsterish. Yeah.
yeah,
So, it can happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Well, and here you go. Down here, she says he now started to clean himself with the alcohol.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. And even his fingers, because he had
Wow.
put them in me, using the toothbrush to help clean. Oh, God, that's creeping me out.
That is,
It's-
so that tells me, in my personal opinion, that this man, for him to go around well prepared with Johnny's rubbing alcohol, that's the sort of thing a psychopath murderer would
Yeah,
carry around to get rid of any evidence
yeah, he
before
does.
he kills or rapes.
Because he said while he was cleaning himself, "I've got to make sure when I fuck you cunts, I don't catch anything either." Oh,
Right,
God,
okay.
Lord.
Right, well, I don't know. Maybe he's not a
Yeah.
murderer then, but yeah. Mm.
He then continued cleaning and chuckling and was done. He walked to the passenger side again. He began putting his clothes on. I was so scared I didn't know what to do. I believed I was in total shock. I kept thinking, it's over now. So now he's gonna get rid of me somehow. And I kept thinking, "Oh, Ty, I love you." Oh God, here we go.
Oh God.
I know, and these type of things went through my head. He put everything back in the blue tote bag and left the rubbing Visine alcohol bottle out. He walked to the passenger side and put the dropper in my rectum area.
Oh,
And yeah, wow. Yeah, and it hurt, especially outside of me. I could tell
right. So
he,
it was her then.
yeah,
It's him then.
God,
Right.
wow.
That's demonic.
It really is. He then squeezed some in my vagina, walked over to the driver's side and put 2 drops, one in each nostril, in my nose. I was in pain and crying and yelling obscenities at him. He
What
laughed
the
out
hell?
loud. That is so weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Why would he be doing it to? Oh my God, this guy. This guy. No,
Wow.
he wasn't normal.
God. Let's see. Where am I? What did he say? He laughed and said, "What's wrong, you hustling cunt?" Now I'm totally beyond angry. I wanted my gun so bad. He definitely hated women. And I don't believe just a particular me either, as I was a hooker. He talked about his wife as being ugly as hell, or ex-wife or something, or whatever she was to him at the time. He washed his hands once more. After this, he put the Visine in his bag. He put everything back in the trunk. He walked back over and said, "I'm saving your eyes for the grand finale." He then got a cigarette, put some pot in his pipe, and made a mix of this and went to sit on the car hood. He must have been there 45 minutes to an hour, and he finally came back. Yes, I did try to untie myself, but it never worked. He
Right.
began to untie me, and even the wrist, and quickly wrapped it around my neck. I wanted to grab for my bag, but knew it was a bad idea because he still had a hold of me and
Right.
would be in seconds, could be on me. I do not believe I could physically defend myself on my stomach with the cord still wrapped around my neck. So I stayed cool. God must have finally heard my prayers because he told me to move over. He was getting in. He held on to me like a dog with a leash. I was now where I wanted to be. The bag was right there with my gun in it. He said, "Lie down," and started to, then I grabbed the cord with my left hand, and he must not have had a good grip on it because it came right out of his hands. I flung it. I can't remember on the floor or in the back, but I think it might have been the back. It happened so fast. He grabbed my neck and I grabbed his hand, and it was his right, and it got away from my, and got it away from my neck. He slapped me, not punched, slapped in the face, and I grabbed his left hand or arm and held it in the air for a few seconds. I lifted my legs up and shoved them up away and shoved him up and away from me. He was amazed and kind of gave up for a few seconds.
Mm.
And then I spit in his face.
Good.
Yeah. I leaned over to my bag and he was wiping the spit out of his, looks like she says, oh, and he's saying, "You're dead." And I swung the gun over to his direction. And from swinging it so fast, I shot nearly the driver's seat instead of him. He saw the gun and was ready for a struggle again. And I shot him randomly. I know 2 shots for sure. He turned in a mere left-sided position and I shot once more. So I hit him twice, but this is a little 22 we're talking about.
Right.
People
Yeah.
can get shot 8 or 9 times and not even know it.
Oh God.
I hurriedly got the door open on the passenger side and the dome light was on. I stood to watch him. He seated himself in the driver's seat and I ran around to the driver's side with the gun still in hand. I opened the driver's door and he started to move to get out towards me. His body was in a position facing me. He was trying to get up, and I backed up and I shot him once more in the chest. He started falling to the ground. I ran over to him and I dragged him away from the car, gun still in hand, a few feet away. So I couldn't run over him. What is she saying there? So I went and run over him. I ran to the car, jumped in, and wanted to drive away, but the keys weren't in the ignition. Oh, that's right. He had taken the keys out. I ran
Oh.
back to him, yeah, and had to search his pockets for his keys and got them. I noticed in the search for his wallet wasn't on him, so I figured it was in the car somewhere. I wanted to find out who he was really and just
Yeah.
how much did he have on him. I also wanted to know if his name was really Richard.
Mm-hmm.
I ran back to the car, closed the passenger side, watched as I backed out not to run over him. That's wild. That's here. I shot you 3 or 4 times, but I don't want to run over you. Sorry.
Oh,
God. Let's see. I noticed a rug and I went over to him. I checked for a pulse under his neck. There was none. I turned him over and something, I put the rug on him. Let's see. His eyes looked evil. I couldn't get him all the way turned. So I just left him on his side and I covered him with the rug and got back into the car and drove off. I was
girl.
concentrating, yeah, on where to go and decided to go to where we were the first time. Let's see. So that's basically that. Let me see if she finds his wallet. I looked under the seat and found his wallet. There we are. I went through it. And when I saw his license, it said, sure. So he has a history as a clean, decent guy. Look at that, smile. But in reality, he was alone with this guy in a dark place. He was a monster. Yep,
Yeah.
Mallory, you raped, beat, and mutilated me or whatever. And
Uh-huh.
something I can't read what she's saying there. I began to feel like I had really now had done something, even though it's what people call prostitution and wrong. I had done something right, I guess, by defending herself. I
Mm,
put an end to a rapist. I
yeah.
don't know why she didn't call the police right then and there.
Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. But then again, sometimes from what I've heard, sometimes, especially back in the day, prostitutes never wanted to call the police.
Yeah,
They
you
just
just
thought
because
that,
they don't believe you, and that part is true.
exactly. Yeah.
And he only had $48 on him and some bank cards. So I stuck his wallet in the glove box. So that's about it. And then she just talks about going, that's what a ride, huh? That's
God, that was
quite
some ride. Oh, I'm just so glad she was able to get to her bag.
yeah.
What, so she so all just the first one, they've called her the monster from what she basically called him. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's just shocking.
But that's the one thing when you look through all the history of her, nobody could ever answer why all of a sudden was she just turned into this serial killing monster going after these men. Most people don't, it doesn't happen like that. There's little things that happen beforehand to set it in motion. So,
Yeah, bloody hell. It's like Tyria, diarrhea, aka diarrhea. Sorry.
I got to remember that now.
Is do you think she worked at this motel, this maid, she was a maid at this, was it a hotel or motel? I can't
I thought
remember.
it was one of those little motel things, the
Yeah,
kind
yeah, I
that,
think that's it. Yeah. Now, from what I've seen, well, I know movies are movies, but obviously in real life, it probably does happen in real life because where would they get their original, creative story from? These motels do attract, like, yeah, obviously the truckers, the passers by, blah, blah, blah. But they also attract places for prostitutes and, or just hookups or just nasty people in general.
yeah, because a lot of those little motels don't require ID like a upper
Right,
crust
yeah,
hotel would, like a
exactly.
Days Inn or something, or Hampton Inn here in the States. You have to give them a driver's license. Those little
Yeah.
ones, you can just kind of register and give them any name you want. And
Yeah, so I'm wondering, I know I'm going a bit OTT here, but I'm wondering if something to do with Tyria and her experience of working there at the motel, maybe this richer guy, for example, upset her, came on too strong, or just tried to rape her or something, and he couldn't in the end, and she wanted some kind of revenge, couldn't do it. Then Lee came along. Oh yeah, she's an easy target. I'll sort something out. I know that's going to extremes there, but what do you think about that?
You might hit something on the head there, because I know she would do anything in the beginning for diarrhea or diarrhea. She liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially as Lee, it it seems like, because some prostitutes, they have their dedicated area and they stick within those boundaries for safety reason, and they do it all very wisely. And it sounds like Lee was a little bit like that. So that's probably why she never had trouble before. And all of a sudden, this guy comes along, just takes her totally off grid and does all that.
Some sick stuff, though, and all the rest of them. There's all 7 of them that she does these. She writes out the details, and they get worse as they go on. So it's like, oh my
God,
God,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it is a case of, yeah, back in the day, prostitutes just weren't allowed to defend themselves if it was, and obviously over the years it's evolved into prostitutes have rights, and rightly so. Yeah, they do. They're still
Yeah.
human, and we've got to now protect them more, which is good. But what a shame that protection wasn't there back in the day. It's just disgusting that these men have been allowed. Well, not been allowed in some cases because they've been attacked back, and some, like him, fatally because of their actions. So their fault. But it's a shame. I just don't understand the evil out there. The evil.
I don't either. I never have either. I mean, I can understand defending myself. I can understand doing a lot of things, but the out and out evil, it's just, yeah, it's hard to. Oh, I see distant memories here asked about Aofi, or however you say her name. I was thinking about her the other day. She hasn't been on your channel in a while, has she, Flop?
No. I think her and another one of my subs had an argument, or something about police went on. So I think she's avoiding everyone.
Yeah, I remember that. Denise got right in the middle of all that and was, oh, yes. Oh, and Hippity
Yeah,
Hop
and got
says
all the
Michelle
details
is
and
over at
stuff.
DB's. Yeah. Go on, what were you saying?
Yeah, she got all the addresses, called the police and everything, and triggered this, that, and the other. And I was thinking, oh, for fuck's sake, all this drama just for nothing, really, if you think about it, because that's all it is. They don't
Some
really
people
care.
like that, though. Some people really thrive on drama.
They do. It's an obsession.
Yeah, they like starting it, they like getting in the middle of it, and then they like sitting back and watching the chaos they created.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
We got a lot of those on YouTube.
Yeah, and there's just no loyalty, is there? It's like,
None whatsoever.
some could come out. No offense, guys, but you get the hoppers, the frogs that go from one person, they support everyone kind of thing, despite they know that the majority of it is BS from our opponents, but they still go and support them.
Yes.
Make that make sense. Something
That
very
I
wrong
find
there.
that, yeah, I find that very odd.
Yeah, very, very odd. And it's quite disturbing if you think about it.
Defender says maybe she has a spare trailer. You got to be talking about DB.
Oh, right, yeah. I saw that and I thought, oh, is she talking about Aileen? I was
I know.
thinking,
I
what?
thought that at first too, and I thought, no, why would she have a trailer? No, it's got to be DB.
Oh, is DB a trailer girl?
Yeah. She put those videos out, those little shorts of her driving through gated communities and all that. Always gave the
Oh,
impression that she came for money. But it sounds like a while back somebody found out. Somebody was checking up on it. That she's got all these bankruptcies or a
Yes,
bankruptcy and
someone's been doing a good
lives in
job.
a trailer and is not what she appears to be.
God. Yeah, this is it. And it all of that really came out quite quickly.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show that you can't hide on YouTube. You know, if you come with a certain persona, if you come with an agenda, a motive, you're going to get found out. So
Oh
what
my
is the
God.
point?
Yeah. 'Cause some of these people are relentless.
Oh, yeah, they are. They are. They're obsessed. They really it's kind of I think I put it in the post the other day. It's baby reindeer behaviour.
Yeah. Boy, that was a strange case, wasn't it?
Oh yes, that was funny. That was funny. Did you
It's-
have you watched it, Baby Reindeer? He
I
ended up
haven't watched it. I've heard of it. I need to sit down and watch
yeah.
it.
In the end, he had sex with her. It's
Oh
like
God.
yeah, very weird.
Mm. I like those kind of true crime and things that have all the psychological things into them. It's always just fascinated me, the things that people do.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Oh, right. So is Distance Alex's channel? Because I'm confused. I'm still confused who Distance is.
Now I don't know for sure. I know Alex has got a lot of channels. I know he
Okay.
was on Michelle's yesterday. There was something going on when I was trying to listen on replay about the trial or going to court today. I think that's where she. I don't
Oh,
know.
right.
Somebody up top said distant Michelle is over at DB's now, so maybe her court thing is over with already.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
because let's see if it was uh, one something here on my time, and she's over on the East Coast. That's 2 hours difference. So, yeah, court would probably be out by now.
Mm.
Definitely, those
Oh,
time
wow.
changes.
Yeah. Well, there we go then. Let's see what happens with that, hey,
Yeah,
Cheryl?
yeah, it's gonna be.
Gonna be interesting. Yes, and yeah.
So
So, guys, that's it for the Aileen for tonight. And yeah, we'll go straight into the transcript, the phone call transcripts next week. Because yeah, they did some of it in the documentary, but it was like I said last week, it was all just
yeah.
cut too early. You never got the full. It wasn't flowing, you know.
Well, and
So
I think the reason for that is like I told you when they started with the first trial, they got through that, and then at the end of it, she got talked into pleading guilty to everything. It stopped everything in its tracks. So
mm,
nothing else came out. Nobody's heard her version of what happened with the other guys, except a few of those reporters that got access to her in the beginning. But she basically had cut him off. And oh, Nick Broomfield is the British journalist that. Do you know who he is? Have you heard of him?
no.
Nick Broomfield. Yeah, he was the British journalist that came over and tried to get an interview with her a few times. He talked to her on the phone, and I
Yeah,
think she finally, at that point, had had enough, and that's when she was telling him she just wanted to be executed and to get it over with.
right. I see.
What is distance saying here? According to Farrell, hippie hop is Russell Green. Huh.
Oh God.
I haven't seen Russ in a long, long time. I haven't been on his channel in ages.
God. Did we establish who Hippy Hoppy Happer was?
I don't know. See,
I
I
can't
can't keep
remember.
up with everybody. I try.
Because I mean, I've been every Tom, Dick, and Harry all around the world. I feel like Gulliver's bloody travels.
Yeah.
So, so you know, it's everyone's. Oh my God, I just can't keep up. Doubtful. It's always happening. A go about flop. Why would Ross do that? Yeah, it's oh dear. Well, oh, I don't know. It's just, yeah, why would Russ do that? That's bizarre. Oh God, these people. You just couldn't make it up, could you?
Yeah. I think that Alfie was a scammer. From what I saw, it sounded like that, and then she just kind of disappeared. I haven't seen her back when all
Oh,
that stuff came out. I think somebody found different accounts with her where she had done the same thing before. You know, said John had beat her and needed help and all of that kind of stuff, and that was
mm,
such a strange, I mean, because that kind of happened right in the middle of some of the other stuff that was going on.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
that?
mm, yeah. So it was yeah, that was weird. The timing, without saying too much, just in case we're wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, the timing was almost spot on, if that makes sense.
Hmm. God,
And
there's been a lot of weird things when you
there
think
has
back
been
to it.
so many weird things happening. It's like we're, yeah, like we hate, I don't want to sound repetitive, but it's every single, well, I hear it's every single day.
Yeah.
And they just have this weird obsession that everyone's watching them, that we're
Yeah.
watching them, when that's categorically not true. When you fall out with people, you don't go and support their channel, do you? I certainly don't.
Exactly. Yeah. See, I don't. And that's usually what happens. I just kind of quit going there. I don't want to give them the views. You and I talked about that. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I
Yes.
think you're right. Distant memories, they do tend to flock together. Tooth and justice.
Right, yeah, well, we won't rule it out. We will not rule it out, eh? We just can't rule a thing out.
No, can't. Not
No,
a damn thing.
we just can't. But yeah, it's all very bizarre, and it's all a desperate attempt to deflect, a desperate attempt to try and shut people down because they know that we've got so much on them. We could bring them down
Oh,
in
definitely.
seconds.
I was thinking
That's what
about
they're
this
here for.
yesterday when I was thinking back on all the stuff that happened going all the way back, to Yankee Wally and then Grumpy Sapper, which I
Yeah,
liked some of his stuff. I hated that all of that happened. And then
yeah,
ORMB, and that's how I learned about Michelle and whatnot was through ORMB because I would follow some of her stuff when she was doing the history stuff and
right,
whatnot. Because I
yeah.
was a history major. And then next thing I know, it's all these people are in all these different channels. So I was trying to figure out who's who and get caught up with
Well,
what was going on. And it was mind boggling. And then you get to where you like somebody and you're following them, and then all hell breaks loose, and then you can't. And then, but what I was going to say about ORMB, what shocked me was she said, "Oh, I don't troll anybody and I don't play games and yada yada." And the next thing you find out, she's one of the biggest trolls. She's got all that stuff going on X and other accounts and the Discord and and that stuff with Denise. And I was just flabbergasted. It was like, what the hell is all of this? It's like you can't trust anybody.
no, you can't. Thank you, Distant. That's very kind of you. I will brag there. I will put it up.
That's so sweet. I do like true crime. I know we probably did put everybody to sleep, but
No, no, no. I just think it's like I said to you the other day. I think when you start a total new topic, even just once a week, it feels like you're starting your YouTube channel from scratch again because people are so used to one thing. They're like, oh, this is boring now until they get into it and herd mentality or whatever you want to call it. Um, I just think that's how it is.
Yeah, it's
Mm,
funny when you read Lee's words, her own words, you realize she wasn't a dumb prostitute. I mean,
no,
her spelling is excellent, her punctuation is spot on. That's what you get a whole different picture, a whole different idea. Because you saw some of the stuff I did. They made her out to be a monster, and you get a whole different perspective to her.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree. Defender Flop is about the only one I still watch and keep up with. I did watch Michelle's yesterday for a particular reason. It came up
mm,
on my feed. I was
yeah,
surprised. But yeah, I wanted to hear a couple things on that one. But
yeah. And sometimes you do have to do it just to get
yeah,
the other side, don't you?
yeah, exactly.
And then just come
Exactly.
away
Because you
laughing.
hear, because the drama's going on elsewhere. Yeah, thank God it's going on elsewhere.
Oh,
A
there's
distant
drama
memory.
going
So
on.
that's a good name, distant memories, because they're not all that distant, actually.
No, that's true. We wish they were. Oh dear, not even memories. God, I just don't think they're ever going to let. I don't think they're ever going to let us go. It's. I really do feel baby reindeer vibes. Do you?
Yeah, no,
I can. I think they're manifesting. I mean, it's getting to the point where I think some of them fancy us. I think. I think it's getting to that point, but I'm not gay, so it's tough. I'm afraid.
uh,
It's all very, very sad. Everyone is doing crime streams in this community. It's safe villa. No one has any room.
who else is doing crime streams? I didn't know that.
No.
Huh.
Oh well, there we go then.
Yeah.
They're all copying us.
I love the way you think because I'm sitting here going, damn, I didn't know that. I need to. And you're like, no, they're copying.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Denise. Oh, Denise has decided to do crime. Well, how about you do yourself first,
Ah,
Denise?
yeah. That's a crime scene in and of itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Jesus.
And you, Karma, and you, Condom. Oh dear,
Oh, Condor is too. See, I haven't seen Condor, whatever, since, oh my God, it's been months since I've been over there, back when I was trying to keep up with what was going on and whatnot. And then found out that I had been blocked by everybody that was on his channel. And I thought,
oh
well, that's
goodness.
weird because I don't know any of those people and I've never really engaged with them. Why am I blocked? But I never did find out why.
No, it's because you dared to come over here, Cheryl. That's all.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah,
Bad influence. You.
absolutely. Yeah, then it's they like to, it's like we said before. It's like they create their own little cult.
Yeah,
If
they
you
get
go with
mad at
them,
Alex for that too.
yeah, it's disgusting. It's really quite. Oh, I don't even know what that's called. There's just whatever. There's a name for it. I can't think of it, but it's very peculiar behaviour. Very peculiar.
Yeah.
And
I don't know where people get the time. I still have to work. I keep thinking I'm going to retire here
well,
soon,
they
but
don't work though. This is the problem.
yeah,
I
God.
think if they maybe this is why they don't work because they're so obsessive, and maybe in their past work they've become anxiously attached to somebody and become a baby reindeer in the workplace, and the police have to come.
Wouldn't that be fun to find out?
Oh my God, we need to find out.
We do. Oh, so listen to this. Defender said Denise has blocked everybody except her mods. Oh my God.
That's weird.
That's very weird.
So how can you see who's in the chat? Why would you, oh my God, why would you
See,
even do that?
I have never blocked anybody. Why? I don't understand that. If I don't want to engage, I don't engage. I don't have to block somebody.
No, that's right. Exactly. But yeah, it's
I
you
mean, unless
just
somebody is actually stalking you and harassing you online, I don't understand why you would block them.
No, I know. It's just crazy. Oh, Flop, will you comment on Burnside's false housing claims and her husband's real name? He too has many allies. I don't watch her, so I don't know what she's been yapping about. God, does that mean I've got to go and watch her? Oh
Probably.
God.
So last time I was watching, I told you she had was showing signs of driving into a gated community, and I thought, wow, she lives on the upside of town. But then I saw some videos that somebody had found out about her when all that stuff was going on with Aofi. Am I pronouncing it Aofi or however her name is pronounced?
Mm,
And
yeah, I can't pronounce Afra, and whatever.
yeah, and those pictures were up about. And then I'd heard that there were bankruptcies. She'd been married before, which is kind of strange because I thought she'd been married to her husband for a long time. So you don't know what to think. You just don't know.
Mm.
She said she lived in a big house, but she lives in a trailer. Yeah, that I remember
Oh,
that. Oh,
I must have missed that one.
Distance said she said she lived in a big house, but she lives in a. No, I'm referring to the post on my channel, Mrs. Flop.
Oh, right. I tell you what, um, distant memories. What I'll do, we'll talk about this at the
Aoife,
weekend.
thanks, Candy Canes. Or Cass. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll talk about this at the weekend. Then I can get your screenshots up. So
Yeah.
what's the time? I'm gonna have to go in a minute. Take the dog out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go in a sec.
Oh, and look at
Um,
Defender giving us the thank you, Defender. You always come through.
oh, thank you. Yeah, it's yeah, we'll talk about that. So guys, go and take a
Listen
look.
to Shanty.
We'll talk about that at the weekend.
I love some of the words. Shanty. I should laugh because they're by the grace of God go I.
Yeah. Oh God, what are we gonna do? But this, I think this little journey again is going to be much fun because sometimes we can get angry and go straight in to defend ourselves with anger and malice and everything, but then you get to a point and you just think, I don't even care.
I
I
should.
don't even care.
I
So I
know.
will just come back with comedy, truth, and I will just not stop exposing your weaknesses. I'll just carry on being a thorn in your side, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Because, like I said earlier, obviously you don't understand layman terms. I don't know how more layman, lower layman. Is there a lower layman term? Can please someone tell me? Lower layman. That's a new one. I've invented something new. So lower layman terms, I'll have to think.
Lower layman's terms. That's a mouthful. Yeah, I never have liked bullies. I didn't like them when I was in school, and I don't like them as an adult. I just never have.
No, no.
Got better
So
things to do.
yeah, this is it. It's bloody crazy, but yeah, it's
Mississippi Hillbilly. That sounds like a damn song, doesn't it? We need to write a song, Flop. Mississippi Hillbilly.
yes. Oh my God, that is hilarious. Thanks for getting
We
round
got
about
to
that.
throw candy canes and whips and chains in there. It just all kind of flows together with distant memories. God, we do have a song in all these names. I love this.
Yeah, this is it. And it's as well, I think they just need someone or something to emotionally dump on. They need to leech onto somebody to dump their own
Hmm.
issues, what they're actually doing. And this part is what's getting exhausting. We have to keep repeating. They're dumping their own insecurities. Their
Yeah.
insecurities are so loud. I'm surprised their heads haven't exploded because that can be emotionally painful when you're that obsessed with someone. I knew I'd become famous at some point,
But she didn't
but
know.
not in this way.
Oh my God, this is in America. I'm sure it's the same over there in Britain, where you pretend to be in the military and you're not. Oh my God, that's a big no-no. Oh my God,
Mm,
big no-no. You'll have people coming at you from all sides if they find out. People take their military service very seriously.
absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but yeah, we're gonna have to yeah, yeah, honestly, guys, the best thing to do is just come back with humour and truth and ask for evidence because they can never bring any unless they fake it.
yeah, that's true.
So there we go. And that would just be even more funnier. That,
Wouldn't it though? Oh,
you know, sometimes people like me have to go around life joking the jokers and kidding the kidders. And you shouldn't. Their big mistake was underestimating me and underestimating my friends, who they won't leave alone either. So there you have it.
well, you know, when you have multiple personalities, it's
Oh, well, I know, I know.
I never forget hearing that.
God, you know, I think of the best names, don't I?
Yeah,
God, what am I going to be tomorrow? Rupert?
uh, yeah,
Oh
that's
God.
when I said that's my girl. That's my kind of girl.
Oh, thank you. Ditto. But yeah, I just really think if you're believing them, then you're very, very naive. You're a frog. You jump here, there, and everywhere. There's no loyalty with you, so you yourself can't be trusted. So you just go with whatever way the wind blows, or whatever. But
That's true.
it's just a shame that you're just so easily influenced by just absolute bullshit that they can't back up. So, but that's my take on it.
No, I agree with you on that, and I keep wondering where some of these people came from too. It's like they just kind of came
Absolutely.
out of the blue somewhere, so you don't even know if they're really who they say they are. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah,
It's just, yeah.
absolutely. But yeah, right. I'm going to have to go and get this dog out. Thank you guys so much for joining us. And thank you, Cheryl, so much again for your time
No,
and
thank
your
you. I
energy into all of
enjoyed this.
this.
Yeah, like I said, I think we put everybody to sleep, but I enjoy these little crime fest things we do.
Well, yeah, it's good. And it's like I said, it's almost like we're starting up again,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
really is. You're
because it
so right
always seems
about
like
that.
that at the beginning with a new topic. It's going to seem boring to some because it's a total different, it's not drama. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? So it's just,
exactly.
yeah. But yeah, thank you
But we
again
can
so
make
much.
up some shit to start, we can have some
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, definitely. We will be causing a lot of mischief and we're
Yeah,
going to enjoy it, you
exactly.
know,
There you go.
fight back with humour.
I'm on board with that. Uh,
Right, guys. You take care, Cheryl. Thank you
you
so much
too.
again.
Thank you. Thank you to the
We'll
mod.
chat soon.
Bye, everybody. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody.
Yeah, thank you again. Toodaloo.
Bye.
Bye. Right, guys, this room has been very. Oh, thank you, Distant. Right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll be back at some point at the weekend. I don't know when yet. I'll find out tomorrow, probably. So I'll let you all know. But thank you, mods. Thank you, everybody. You have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you very soon. Toodaloo.